What's up guys, it's Carter and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Powertec Levergym. I've owned this piece of equipment for a little over a year now, and I'd like to break down for you guys the features, the pros, the cons, and some useful information I think you should know. And then at the end, I'm going to give you the Carter rating, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's get into it. Here is the Powertec Levergym. Currently retails for $15.99, comes in all black and also yellow like the model I'll be reviewing. Its three major functioning features are lever arms, cable system, and workbench. Lever arms are adjustable and are plate loaded with a max capacity of 500 pounds. Cable system has a high and low fixed position pulley, which is also plate loaded with a max capacity of 300 pounds. Also includes several attachments. Also have the workbench, is what they call their fully adjustable bench. Has a max capacity of 600 pounds. It's adjustable for depth along the bottom, seat position, as well as the back position. There are 5 accessory attachments to the workbench. This one here is the leg lift accessory. Slides in just like that, adding even more versatility to the Powertec Levergym. Now the cable system accessories include a lat pull down bar with a rubber grip, short bar also with a rubber grip and also rotates, then a single handle with a knurled handle that rotates, a cable extension chain, which is just about a foot of chain for extra range of motion when using the cable system, 2 carabiners, and 2 weight horn collars. Now, of course, the cable system is compatible with just about any other cable attachment you can think of. If you can attach it to a carabiner, it should work. For the lever arm accessories, we have a squat bar that features a foam pad in the middle, rubber gripping along the rest of the bar, and a pull pin to attach to the lever arms. 2 weight horn collars, 6 band pegs, which are in fixed positions along each side of the base of the Powertec Levergym unit, and also 2 pull pins for the lever arms, one for adjusting positions and one for another feature I'll cover later. Alright, now the unit itself features 2 weight storage horns to store your plates or weight the unit down. There's a workbench anchor with a pull pin. That's how you secure your workbench to the Levergym. There is a padded leg anchor, which is useful for leverage when doing pull downs. Then there's also storage hooks for the lat pull down bar to store when you're not using it. Alright, getting into some of the workbench features. The back of the workbench adjusts from upright, flat, to decline, and 9 different adjustment settings. The seat also adjusts for incline, flat, and decline, and has 4 adjustment settings. And then a unique feature is that the entire seat assembly adjusts for depth by sliding along the bench frame rails. So that's definitely a unique feature to most adjustable benches. The bench also includes wheels, making it easy to move around, and then also handles on the side of the seat, which are used to grab onto when using the leg accessory attachment. Speaking of leg accessory attachments, let's get into the workbench attachments. First one's going to be the leg lift accessory. It's the one you saw earlier, and it's for doing lying leg curls and also leg extensions. It also might be useful during decline pressing movements. I believe this one is a good buy, coming in at $189. Next we have the leg press accessory, coming in at $349. It is, in my opinion, not worth it. I was hoping to get a good leg exercise, and I was a little disappointed with the range of motion, just how it felt in general, and also setting it up and taking it down proved to be difficult, especially during a workout. So it ended up just sitting in the corner collecting dust and taking up a lot of space. I ended up taking it apart and actually ended up making a DIY belt squat out of some of the parts. I actually made a video on that. You guys can check it out if you're interested. Outside of that, I cannot recommend the leg press accessory. The pec fly accessory is another one that I bought and ended up being a little disappointed in. It retails for $249, and when you connect it to the bench, you end up using it in the lying position. So you would probably set up the bench in the flat position. And I found the resistance curve to be a little strange. It was very easy at the bottom of the motion, and then towards the top it was very difficult. So I had trouble finding the appropriate weight to use. This is another one I ended up not using very much and is now sitting in storage. Therefore, I cannot recommend it. Next, we have the curl machine accessory. It's retailing for $239 and mimics a preacher curl movement. I didn't purchase this accessory, nor have I used it ever before. I just didn't feel this was necessary when you have an incline bench and a low position pulley cable that you can mimic the same movement with. Lastly, for $219, we have the dip machine accessory. I did not purchase this one and never used it either. I've heard good things about it, but I didn't think it was necessary since I have a power rack with a dip attachment. It's pictured here with the storage rack that's sold separately and can hold up to 4 different attachments and retails for $149. Alright, that's going to do it for the workbench attachments. Now let's get into the pros and cons of the Levergym. First off, the Levergym is extremely versatile. It has a relatively small footprint and provides you with machine-like movements you might be used to seeing at the gym, with maybe a hammer strength equipment for pressing and rowing, and then also provides you with cable movements. Both of those things combined together into one unit in a home gym setting can be very valuable. Another pro is that the lever arms can function independently of each other if desired. You can just pull that pull pin and you can use each side by itself or in unison to ensure you don't develop any kind of strength imbalances. Another good thing is that the cable system operates smoothly. It's quiet and I've never experienced any kind of catches in the range of motion. Another pro is that the lever arms and the bench are adjustable for a custom experience. So no matter your structure, you can find a position that works for you. The unit itself is really good quality. The welds are nice and clean, the unit's sturdy, and has a quality powder coating. The lever arms move smoothly and require little to no maintenance. Another big plus is that the Levergym is quiet while you're using it. This makes it ideal for somebody placing this in a spare bedroom on the second floor, or maybe someone who lives in an apartment. You need to be mindful of the neighbors. They can hear your every move. I think we've all had neighbors like that at one point. The big reason I think the Levergym is so quiet is that Powertec has placed rubber in some places where there would be metal and metal contact, like on the underside of the lever arms where it meets the pull pin, and then on the cable system there's a rubber stopper to prevent it from banging into one of the metal support beams. And lastly, your imagination is really the limit with this machine. There's so many different exercises you can do outside of the ones they even recommend on the website. If you want to check out Home Gym Hacks and Reviews YouTube channel, he's got a bunch of useful and creative featured exercises. And then also Joe Gray, who's the inspiration behind my DIY belt squat, has some good information on his YouTube channel as well. Alright, now let's get into some of the cons of the Powertec Levergym. First thing is, it can be difficult to find the proper angle when pressing. So if you have the bench in the flat position and you go to press, it's more of a decline angle than a flat bench. So I would suggest adjusting the bench about 15 degrees or so upward to find the proper angle for the movement you're looking for. Another con is that the bench is not very stable. Because it's so adjustable, it leaves a lot of room for a lot of movement. Now I find once I put my weight on the bench and I'm pressing or rowing, I don't find it to move as much and it's not that much of a problem, but I did want to mention it. Another con is the squat feature is not that great. I never used it for squatting. I have a squat rack that I use for squatting, but I wanted to demonstrate for you guys. So it's more of an arcing range of motion and doesn't feel very natural. Now, you can get some squatting done with this if this is all you have, but I wouldn't expect a whole lot from it, as it does feel a little unnatural and isn't the best. Something else is that the plates loaded on the storage horns impede the range of motion when you're rowing with the lever arm. So whatever you have loaded on that storage horn and whatever you have loaded on that lever arm, they're going to run into each other in the lowest position. I have a short video about a hack to get around that, so check that out. Also, vinyl and padding is not up to par with the rest of the unit, so the vinyl feels a little cheap. It's a little stiff padding, kind of thin, smooth, doesn't have much grip to it. Not like my rep bench, it's kind of grippy. It is a thicker padding, a little more cushion to it. So I'd like to see them step up the quality of the workbench a little bit. And also the stitching on the side, it can catch and you can end up ripping it like I did in mine. And then also the unit could be a little taller. I'm about 5'11", fairly short arms. I have the bench in the furthest decline position. As you can see, there's about 6 inches left in the range of motion of the cable. So I could see somebody who's about 6'3", longer arms, start to run into some range of motion issues. And that wraps up the cons. We're going to move on to some things you should know. You should probably know that there's extra space needed behind the Levergym for the cable system to function properly. As you can see, you're going to need an extra 1.5 to 2 feet for the plates that you load on the cable system for it to have enough room to function. Also, unless your unit is bolted to the floor, you should probably weight your Levergym down with at least a couple of 45s, or in my case, I found some 100s. The unit can move when you're using some heavier weight. Also, the workbench side handles get in the way a little bit, so I found them to be a little more of a nuisance than help, so I went ahead and just took mine off. I just got tired of hitting my legs on them all the time. A helpful suggestion is that you may want to number your adjustment notches on the lever arms and on the workbench to reduce the difficulty finding the proper positioning in the middle of a workout. So if you just take note of it, you know exactly what position to go to for the exercise you're looking to do. The lap pull-down bar storage hooks are a little unnecessary, but they are useful for reverse band setups or a DIY belt squat cable catch, so I use mine quite a bit. Now when using the lever arms, it's not necessary to use the collars because of the way the weight horns are angled. However, it is necessary when using the cable system because the weight horns are not angled and your weight plates could fall off during your movement. Now you will want to use the provided collars because the weight horns are not a standard 2-inch Olympic size, so as you can see in the video, standard size collar will not work. And now it's time for the Carter rating. I rate the Levergym and other products considering the home gym environment. I look for quality, versatility, effectiveness, and value. On quality, I rated the Levergym a 4 out of 5. Like I said, the unit is great quality. However, I do feel the bench fell short in a lot of areas. As far as the padding, the vinyl, the way it was able to rip within the first year of me owning it, and then definitely the bench being a little unstable. Outside of those things, I believe it's a good quality piece of equipment for the home gym setting. Now, versatility is where this thing really shines. I give it a 5 out of 5. You can do so many different movements with this piece of equipment. And versatility is the name of the game when it comes to the home gym. You have limited space and you're looking for as much as you can get out of one piece of equipment as possible. And that's where I believe Powertec Levergym would be a great addition to any home gym or even as a standalone unit. Now, when rating effectiveness, I rated the Levergym at a 4.5 out of 5. Everything is very effective about this machine outside of the leg movements. So the squat feature is lacking a little bit in my opinion. Even the leg press accessory is not that great. So that's really where I have to ding them at. Outside of that, you can really train every muscle group pretty well. And then we come over to value. I rated it a 5 out of 5 in value because when you consider the versatility, the small footprint, the effectiveness, it really is a good value. Now I know $1,600 is a little steep for some people, but for that price, I believe you really are getting a lot for your money. And finally, the overall Carter rating is a 4.5 out of 5. So again, where I ding them is the bench quality, some of the squat features, and the lack of leg movements. Also, the design flaw with the weight horns impeding the range of motion, that's kind of a big one for me too. Outside of those things, I definitely recommend the Powertec Levergym for your home gym. Of course, there's a lot to consider when building a home gym, and I would still recommend a power rack and some barbells and weights over the Levergym. However, everybody has different goals and different training needs. I use the Levergym mostly for accessory work, so I'll come in and hit my big lifts like my bench, my deadlift, my squat, my overhead press, and then I'll use the Levergym for some of my supplemental work for volume and to thicken up those muscles needed to make my bigger lifts go up. Now this could work as a standalone unit if you have very small space and you don't really care about powerlifting or the big lifts or anything, and you just want to put on a little bit of muscle and look pretty good. You could absolutely use the Levergym as your standalone piece of equipment. Now some final thoughts I have, and this is more for the manufacturer, Powertec, than anything, but I really want to see the quality of the workbench improved upon. Of course, also that design flaw with the weight horns, I think that really needs to be improved upon as well. But also some suggestions I have. I'd like to see another unit in addition to this, maybe a premium version of the Levergym with a cable stack. That would go ahead and take care of the design flaw issue with the weight horns, because you wouldn't need to use them. It would weight the machine down, and then you'd be able to back this thing into a corner and it'd take up even less space. And then it'd also just be nice and very convenient to be able to use, like say a 200-pound weight stack and just select the weight you want to use, and then maybe have an additional weight horns for adding additional weight. And then also offer a belt squat accessory attachment, especially considering this machine is lacking in leg exercises. A belt squat is a great attachment that can instantly improve the leg workout capabilities of this piece of equipment. So do check out that belt squat video and reach out to me if you have any questions. So, what do you think? Is the Powertec Levergym the right piece of equipment for your home gym? Comment below and let me know what you think. Alright guys, so that's a wrap. Please let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you have any questions about the Powertec Levergym. Let me know if you have any suggestions about content you'd like to see in the future, any kind of reviews or anything like that. So I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.